How does a human being reach such high potential? How does one human being or a group of human beings yield such great value? There are so many factors that come into play. Naturally, qabuliyah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you look at the human being, the insan at the center of it, there are some realities that you will find there too. The right foundation will exist. The correct worldview will be in place. The right akhlaq will exist for that human being. If any of these things are out of balance, their ability to benefit humanity begins to tank. So they have to balance these things very carefully, ensuring they don't waste their time with the wrong knowledge and they dedicate to the correct knowledge. That they're not just going with what they think needs to be done, they're really carefully balancing and reflecting on and studying and taking from mentors and teachers what actually should be done. Someone hands off a vision to them. You will find that their character is balanced, where they have empathy and care for humanity. They understand that the way they wish to be treated must be the way they treat others for meaningful impact. Otherwise, if there is a discrepancy there, one of these interactions will be inhumane. And there will be dhulm on someone, which will pull away whatever barakah was to be in that interaction. Fear is no way to manage a group of people or to bring impact or change. For that, there needs to be genuine empathy and sympathy. That you're able to wake up for another person and raise your hands and cry in front of Allah for the congregation that you lead, for the people that you are responsible over, that they are a part of those moments that your hands are raised. You have that much mahabbah for them. You will find in these people that there isn't an excessive amount of confidence, because that will destroy a person. And neither is there no confidence, because that depletes a person of energy. Their confidence will be just right, where they understand what they're capable of doing, yet not overflowing out of humility and reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That, Ya Allah, you guide me. You hold my hand. You take me where I need to go, because I can have all of the qabiliyah, but it will be nothing without your qubuliyah. All the capacity within the human being could be correct, but if there isn't acceptance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, something is missing. And one of the most important parts of the human being's machine for this to work, for this factory to output, is at the center, tucked away, is the heart of the insan, the qalb. Until the heart isn't convinced, the human being is limited. There's only so much you can do. For all of this to align, there is a need to give undivided attention to the qalb that lies at the center of you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created this qalb of the insan. It's so powerful, so profound, because once it finds its purpose, once it is purified, once it learns to love in a meaningful way, nothing can stop that human being. No prison, no wall, nothing can stop that person. The hard thing is getting people to love, helping them understand that until you don't turn inward, no matter how beautiful your voice is or your face is or how strong you are or how skilled you are in a sport, all of this doesn't mean anything. No matter how much wealth you have, it doesn't mean anything until first you have truce with your own qalb, your own heart. Otherwise, at the center of that person that everyone is praising is a human being that is quietly crumbling into non-existence. That qalb, that heart needs to be firm. Ya muthabbit al-qulub, thabbit qulubana ala dinik. Oh, the one who brings firmness in the heart. Therefore, the act that is connected to the heart is called mahabba. If you turn to this wadhifa of the heart, this loving act, and you go to the roots of that Arabic word mahabba, it originates from 3 letters, ha, ba, and ba. The ba has a shadda on it. So that's where you get the word hub from, or the beloved is called hib. Mahabba, these 3 words, when you look at them, aslan, they come in the meaning of thabat, luzum. So they would refer to, thabat and luzum means to commit, to anchor yourself down somewhere. That you're traveling somewhere and then you find a place and you say, this is appropriate, you anchor it down. You put your your pegs in the ground, that this is where I need to be. I can't be moved from here. This is important that my heart, well, it's qalb, its nature is qalb, like tumbleweed to just turn and twist and go whatever direction the wind takes it. But now mahabba stops the qalb from taqlib, from moving around. And it forces it to commitment, that no, I need to be here. I need to stop, put myself in this place. And this is one of the differences between meaningful love and, unfortunately, a lot of what we see in today's world in the name of love. What we see today's love, whether it's on the shows, whether it's in movies, or unfortunately in our own families, is self-serving, partial commitments. It's all about what I can take. It's about what I'm going to get. It's very shallow. It's very temporary. That I will stop wherever I see there is a worldly benefit. If someone will do something small for me, I'll be with them. But once they turn against me or do something I no longer desire, I'm not interested in that. It's a tabi'i love. And I say tabi'i here because the ulama, when they look at love, they divide it into two categories. There's that which is tabi'i, which is am. It applies to, tabi'i means natural. This sort of love is common. It applies to human beings, it applies to animals, and everything else that has ability to move and has a heart. An animal loves too. Today it loves this fruit, and if that fruit of that tree continues to produce, it'll continue to eat from there. When the tree no longer produces, the mahabba of the love of that animal transitions to another tree. And then from there, another tree. It's a very fleeting form of love. But then there is a second form of love that goes beyond the tabi'ah of the insan, the natural innate inclinations of the human being, to what we call ikhtiyari. There is a very conscious moment that a human being commits to, or an act, or a being, and says, this is something that I need. This is someone that I need. And that ikhtiyar is outside of the realm of the haywan, the animal. The animal cannot engage in that act of ikhtiyar. That ikhtiyar is only for the insan, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave aql, qalb, bayan, all of this to the human being, where the human being gets to choose. The human being is able to engage in a rational exercise. So now the brain is constantly churning through information that it receives through the different senses, and it's trying to figure out what the correct moral value is and where there's a positive or negative moral value. What kind of person should I be? What interaction matters? Which relationships have high yielding value and which ones are actually meaningful? What suits me? What doesn't suit me? We're always making those calculations. And as we go through those aqli calculations, now we are pushed to making decisions. And as we make those decisions in life, they have an impact on what we love. So a person that is constantly making decisions in their life that are net positive for a dunyawi outcome, what they will love will also be that. Whatever takes them to that net positive dunyawi outcome. So they will love the car, they will love the home, they will love the vacation, they'll love the new iPhone that's about to drop in 3 days. They'll love all that stuff because it has so much value. It brings joy and happiness. They'll sit there and look at a person's home and smile, drive up and down a street that they have no business being in, that they have, dude's broke, but he's still driving there looking at the houses and smiling that, wow, what would it be like? And there's another person who is constantly thinking about the akhirah. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ اذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ ذِكْرًا كَثِيرًا. This person is remembering Allah, thinking of the akhirah. They understand that today's accomplishments don't mean anything if they're not tethered to the ultimate success in the hereafter. A person who's reflecting on every day as a block that leads to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that this step leads to the next step and the one after that, and ultimately all of this connects me to my one true reality, La ilaha illallah.